Prepare yourselves for 10 hidden indie game gems that absolutely crush it. Greetings, indie warriors, and welcome to I Dream of Indie Games. Old Gamer Joe here, bringing you 10 more deeply buried indie games that never got the recognition they deserved. It's time for another episode of Indie Underdogs. This week we have selections from 2022 specifically, which was an awesome year for strange abstract indie releases. Each of these games is more than worth your time, so here's a great opportunity to add some more amazing affordable games to your library. And hey, don't let the algorithm hide our message of indie visibility. Head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames and you'll gain Discord access to the greatest indie gaming community. Enjoy early ad-free shows, receive a shout-out at the end of every video we produce, our podcast 3 days early, and so much more. Or maybe check out a YouTube membership so that you can earn the elusive golden genie lamp of approval next to your name. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Alright, before we get into the main list, let's help an indie stay off of a list like this in the future as we take a look at this week's indie sponsor, Kitchen Wars, available now. Prepare for fast-paced party mayhem in this chaotic experience that can be enjoyed with up to a whopping 8 players. Damn! Face the insanity of running a restaurant as you take part in strategy-based battles and even a bit of petty looting. How rude. That's right, the entire goal of the game is to completely sabotage your opponent's restaurant, throwing salt into their wounds. Serve up meals to satisfy your customers, nab some awesome upgrades to keep your kitchen running smoothly, and plan attacks wisely. You don't want your water to boil over. Heck, you can even steal seating from your foes. It's cutthroat out here. If you thought Iron Chef was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. Use the link in our description box below and hop into the Kitchen Wars today. It's gonna be a spicy good time. Okay, let's discover those hidden indie gems. Who amongst you remembers the Super FX chip? You know, the one that powered Star Fox and Stunt Race FX? Used to love those games. Anyways, first on our list is Ex-Zodiac, which has been in early access since 2022. But fear not, it is jam-packed with content and worthy of a purchase as we speak. In fact, it was just recently updated with a brand new 11th level. Oh baby, that's got me doing a barrel roll. I fell in love with this indie effort back when I played it originally, mostly due to its great gameplay mechanics, awesome low-poly throwback visuals, and amazing soundtrack. Players will battle against the Zodiac, dodging and weaving like a young Mike Tyson toward victory. The game seems to be nearing the finish line as it has a planned 12 levels, which is great news. There are boss fights too, and the controls are completely customizable to meet your needs. If you love rail shooters and you still haven't added this one to your collection, well then, I'm sending Andros after your ass. You know, the big low-poly head from, forget it. Let's get a little strange, funky, and freaky with our next hidden indie gem, a thought-provoking masterpiece that should at least be viewed as a playthrough online if you can't support it for whatever reason. But come on, do the right thing and get that wallet out. Just kidding, I'm not forcing you, but Garage Bad Dream Adventure is truly an experience like no other. Originally released in 1999, Garage was brought back from the dead in 2022 in a fully remastered effort that was ultimately released on both Steam and the Nintendo Switch. It takes place in a, quite frankly, horrific-looking mechanical world of your own mind's making. Players need to navigate maze-like labyrinths, controlling a bizarre machine-like creature, halfling thingy, keeping both ego and fuel entirely in check. Hey, this is YouTube. We've got enough egos out there as it is. The game is all about maintaining your sanity and eventually getting to the root cause of just what the hell is going on. There are new chapters in this edition of the game, side quests, and even multiple endings, meaning one playthrough may not necessarily be the end. The interface has been vastly retooled as well from the original release, making this the most playable version to likely ever exist. If you can handle the strange and the weird, Garage Bad Dream Adventure is a great piece of gaming history well worth owning, assuming you're willing to brave its often horrific world, that is. It's a combination of resource gathering, puzzle solving, and yes, even fishing that will keep you hooked until the end. What do you say we keep things a bit weird at number 8 with Salamander County Public Television? Oh, how I loved public television as a child. In this comedic mystery narrative, you've been hired at a local television station. Great. The problem? Everyone in the town you were hired in is missing. Oh no, it's just like that freaky town that was based on Silent Hill. Comment down below if you know the name of it. Anyways, it's just you, your interesting boss, and one more rando along for the ride, but that's not gonna stop you from being the best broadcaster in the business. Take part in a variety of offbeat minigames and solve different puzzles that are created from stock photos. There's 25 minigames in total and incentive to replay them as you can earn medals based on performance. Obviously, the story story is pretty random and silly, but the game's so stupid you can't help but kinda smile at it all. The lo-fi visuals only add to the chaotic atmosphere. It's original, well-written, and definitely won't be for everyone, but those looking for something completely out of left field that doesn't require a ton of brain cells to play, well, look no further. Sadly, the game only managed to achieve around 150 reviews on Steam, making it a true hidden indie gem. Well, this list took a turn for the weird. This next indie gem feels kinda soft. It's SquishCraft. Just as the Steam description reads, it's a puzzle game about squishing blocks together. Simple enough, right? Not so fast. Okay, so it looks odd and relatively harmless, but don't let that fool you, as the puzzles in SquishCraft are viciously challenging. Imagine Sokoban, but cranked up several notches. You must push, slice, and squish blocks across 60 different levels that only get more difficult as you progress. Compress the blocks together harder than an audio file while mixing different properties, but watch out for dangerous hazards that look to ruin your day. Incoming laser, duck! You'll need patience for this one, but with enough brainpower, you'll get there in the end. Maybe, don't quote me on that. The few that have played the game absolutely love it, often comparing it to Baba Is You. It's tough as nails and not so much to look at visually, but those of you up to the challenge will have a blast. Sadly, it got squished by a slew of other indie releases and only has 120 reviews. Don't laugh at the title, this game is awesome, okay? And it doesn't take very long to get through either. Okay, fine, you can laugh at the title. It's not exactly something you see every day, nor is the game. Queer man peering into a rockpool.jpg. Wait a second, I swear I saw that file somewhere on my computer. Don't let the low 86 reviews scare you. This game is surprisingly thought-provoking, with a poignant message to share. Gameplay-wise, you'll control a middle-aged man trying to gather up lost memories on an island. This involves grabbing debris from pools, which can then be shaped into furniture and relics for your empty house. The world is quite beautiful to explore for how empty it is, and your character's run animation makes that exploration even more worthwhile. Seriously, they don't get much better than this as far as the whole running in video games thing goes. This character just looks awesome in general. Gameplay, if you can call it that, is odd, yes, but the surreal visual design, humorous moments, and overall vibe of this title truly have to be experienced to be understood. With a strong underlying message that I won't spoil for you here, this isn't the easiest game to talk about, but it's well worth experiencing. Now let's get to the bottom of why this next hidden indie gem underperformed. Time to travel back to the 1920s in Lord Winklebottom Investigates, a delightful murder mystery that didn't come anywhere near receiving the recognition it deserves at just over 100 reviews on Steam. This is a really fun twist on the whole Sherlock Holmes thing, where instead of two human detectives, you have a giraffe and a hippo on the case. Bet you didn't see that one coming. After a well-renowned doctor is killed, you need to crack the case, solving a variety of logic puzzles that will tickle your brain in all the right places. Really though, it's the writing here that delights, with fun British humor and callbacks to the legendary Agatha Christie, you know, the queen of crime. Lord Winklebottom Investigates is the perfect game to enjoy with a cup of tea as you settle in for the evening, and you can thank me later. At number 4, an ever-so-charming RPG that has a shockingly low 36 Steam reviews. What is wrong with the world? This is Video Game Fables. I'd say that Video Game Fables is the perfect match for less hardcore RPG fans that want something a bit more low stress and easy to understand. Controlling a princess who has grown tired of the usual princessy tropes, you'll be joined by a hilarious cast of misfits on a quest to restore a quickly deteriorating game world that's been left behind. No, you aren't exploring the new Mario Kart. There's plenty of charming writing throughout this adventure and a surprisingly solid turn-based combat system where you're allowed to store up critical hits for later use. While the visuals are rather basic, the game is full of charm, from its whimsical musical score to its clever enemy designs. The game has the unique ability to not take itself all that seriously, a move that paid off. Well, I guess it didn't pay off actually, it's on this list. Yeah, I wish more people had looked into this one, as it's really fun and deserves so much better than it received. There's crafting, a nifty XP system, and even some cool boss encounters, so give it a go. Brains. You know, zombie games have been underrepresented on our show, Indie Underdogs, up to this point, but that changes today with Zombies and Keys, a short little indie that is highly entertaining, so turn the key and unlock this one. This was the wrong day to leave your keys back at the apartment, actually, let me tell ya. Apparently almost nobody survived this zombie apocalypse. It only has 37 reviews on Steam, making it dead on arrival. Just as the title implies, there are zombies to defeat and keys to discover. That was obvious, right? There's really not much to it from a gameplay standpoint, but that's kind of what makes it endearing. You're trapped in a zombie-infested world and must bash those gravewalkers in the face using your fists alone. The twin-stick combat works well, giving the game an arcade feel that anyone will be able to master. It's also less than $1, so not exactly a huge financial commitment. If you feel like slaying zombies for a while, this will serve the purpose. With just 226 reviews on Steam, Perfect Tide seems to have been washed ashore. A shame, as it is a point-and-click adventure game that highlights the struggles of being a teenager, and does a really good job of it. Taking place in the year 2000, you control Mara, a 15-year-old writer who lives on an island but somehow still feels trapped. Well, we all saw that movie Castaway, so I guess I can understand. The game will take you through each season from spring to winter as you come to terms with growing up. But I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid. Experience the awkwardness of the teenage years all over again, with the game featuring some pretty clever, though admittedly sometimes less than logical puzzles. It also has an awesome art style that calls back to point-and-click classics, and 45 different locations that keep the backdrop feeling fresh. The few people that did experience this release connected with its heartfelt storytelling that hits directly in the feels. So listen to them, damn it! It's a memorable release that is sadly all but forgotten. Time to change the narrative. Closing out our list, I'm very surprised that this next game has just 6 reviews on Steam. Yes, 6 reviews. What do y'all have against Pretty Girls? Okay, so Pretty Girls Breakout Plus won't win any awards for originality, but honestly, despite its clear use of, well, Pretty Girls as a marketing point, it can genuinely be a good time. Essentially, this is a brick breaker, but it plays decently as you bat back balls and dodge out of the way of incoming attacks. There's different costumes to unlock, 10 different anime girls, and even a dressing room mode for you creepers out there. I didn't use that mode, I swear, but I am a sucker for brick breaker games, so I was surprised that I ended up playing this one a bit more than I expected. But hey, I like a lot of the games Zoo Corporation put out in the Pretty Girls series, so sue me. I even like the Solitaire one they did. I think it was Solitaire anyways. Well, that was quite the list, but I hope everyone found an awesome new hidden indie gem. Voice to the voiceless, and keep it locked to I Dream of Indie Games for more original shows like this. Indie game reviews, you name it, it's here. See y'all soon.